Some of the devastating effects that high unemployment rates can have on poverty-stricken countries are a high level of increases in acts of violence, criminal activity, homelessness, malnutrition, lack of proper education, and poor economic conditions. For example, in the past 17 years, South Africa's unemployment rate has risen to a current rate of 26.4%, which is one of the highest unemployment rates globally. Another major impact on the historically high South African unemployment rate is the extreme increase in the South African youth unemployment rate of 54% in 2016 versus 9.4% in the United States. Also, in comparison to American teenage and college students, South African youth do not receive the necessary basic education and skill sets required to be productive members of society. The other main factors to the huge gap in opportunities between Americans and South African teenagers are most South African youth are products of households that were raised by uneducated parents who thought that their higher education was not a priority and at an early age wanted their children to contribute to the household income by working unskilled, low-wage earning jobs. Furthermore, the public schools in South Africa lack quality teachers who would rather work in private schools, which results in a high dropout rate for South African teenagers. Despite the historically high unemployment rates, in 1994, Nelson Mandela was elected president of South Africa, and his main objective was to substantially decrease unemployment rates. After being elected as president, Mandela implemented the RDP program. This program's goals were to invest in education, job creation, and the skill sets required to gain employment. Also, to form a democracy in South Africa to promote small business startups and entrepreneurships. Furthermore, Mandela strived to develop the human resource potential of the South African people, with the primary focus being to become more self-reliant, which would allow them to reach their full potential. During Nelson Mandela's time of being president, this RDP program achieved some successful results by decreasing the unemployment rate to an all-time low of 16.7%. Unfortunately, after the Mandela presidency, Thabo Mbeki took office in 1999, and the unemployment rate rose to an all-time high in 2003 with a rate of 31.1%. The reasons for this increase for unemployment rate were a result of President Mbeki's suggested policies that did not work properly or go as planned. In addition to this, overly protective labor laws made it less attractive for new staff to be hired in companies. Also, the extremely poor living conditions, global recession, and low wages paid a huge contribution to the unemployment rate rising during Mbeki's presidency. The current South African president, Jacob Zuma, who succeeded Mbeki in 2009, has not also had success in decreasing the current unemployment rate of 26.4%. If you want to contribute to help decrease the current unemployment rate in South Africa, you can go to the following websites: www.mckinsey.com/South Africa-Africa, www.businessleadership.org.za, or www.fsg.org. Thank you.